Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour, your source for all hard rock, heavy metal, new metal, alternative, punk, horror punk, hardcore, rock, and all local bands, with your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
This is George Pond from Disciples of Verity, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
The views and opinions of the guests do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather. As always, I'm bringing you guys awesome interviews. And today it's an honor and a privilege to have George Pond. He is the bassist of Disciples of Verity. Disciples of Verity have released their official music video for their new single, Lying to Myself. Lying to Myself features Phil Demmel, formerly of Machinehead, and Vio-lence on lead guitar, and is the second track off the band's upcoming full-length album, Pragmatic Sanction, via the label group Ingrooves. So we got George on the phone. We'll be talking to him about that. And, man, how's it going? And I'm glad to see this band come together.
All right, John, how you doing?
Doing awesome. So let's jump right into this, good sir. How's it been working with Tag Publicity so far for you?
I mean, they've been amazing. Allison is terrific, She's really on top of everything. I mean, even if I'm late, she'll text me 10 minutes, before, so I'm not late, and so she's definitely a good person to work with for sure. And so's Tom.
This is a powerhouse of musicians that worked on Pragmatic Sanction album. So let's give thanks to the snowstorm that led to you to show Corey Glover what you were working on. However, what was his reaction?
You've definitely done some homework for sure. What was his reaction to?
To the music, yeah. What was his reaction to the music you were working on, and what made him decide to come on board with this?
Well, I mean, we were just shooting the shit, sitting around, eating some tacos and hanging out, just trying to weather the storm, to get back. And, we started showing each other some material and stuff like that. He was showing me some of the new Living Color record that was coming out. And, I just decided to show him some of the stuff I was working on. And, the intention was just to maybe just get him on one song, And, I showed him, a few songs. And, I mean, he was blown away by what was happening. So I felt like, we were in a real good spot to maybe do more than one, but I was leading on to that at the time. I was just like, please come down, do one, and he was all about doing one. And then I got him in the basement and I kept tricking him to come down. And so here we go. We got a record.
He's like, Corey, I got some tacos. Come down to the basement.
Yeah. I was like, I got some tacos here. Come get some. So he was all about it. I mean, absolutely loved it, all the material. So, I mean, at least that's what he showed me when he was here. I was like, I don't know if he's like, getting in his car and going, this sucks. I'm not doing it anymore. But yeah, apparently he loved it. So, he kept coming back. He doesn't live close, so I know he loved it. He's about 2 hours away, and change.
Working with Corey on this, George, how special of a vocalist is he coming from a metal background, from Bo Experience to Disciples of Verity? You got to see this live. How special of a vocalist is he for this band?
I mean, what can you say about Corey Glover? The guy's super multi-talented, right? I mean, he's done movies, he's done Broadway, he does the Bowie stuff, he's in Living Color, and these are all, different, types of vocals that he uses. And I mean, the guy is just, he's unbelievable. What he could do. I don't really think he has a limitation or a parameter which he works in. He's just, you never know what kind of voice is going to come out of him. And I mean, for me, I've been a fan of Living Color, for a long time. I actually got to tour with him in 2006, I think, or 7. And, with the previous band that I was in, and just, watching him live, for me, I think the guy is probably one of the most underrated singers, to ever, sing, right? Yeah. I mean, he could do everything.
Yeah, I agree.
He's just amazing.
I love his voice. when he owns the stage. I mean, I'm not taking anything else from you guys or anybody else that he's in the band with, especially Living Color, but he demands that attention. He can grab your attention, and you can't look away. I've said that about several, but he's one of those guys.
Oh, he 100% is. I mean, he reminds me of like a whole bunch of different singers in one package, right? So, like I said, before and touched on it, the guy is just multi-talented, and he probably doesn't even know how good he is because he's just so humble. He's just a really nice guy and great to work with, and he's up for ideas and listening, and because I had a big hand in producing the record and recording it. I recorded all his vocals, so him and I worked very closely on this record, right? So working with him, he's just way open to everything. He's like a sponge. He'll just soak it all up and then spit it back out.
What's impressed or excited you the most about making this new album, if anything? Is there anything that sticks out for you other than working with Corey on this? Is there anything that stands out for you?
I think for me, it's made all my childhood dreams come true, right? I mean, all the guys that are involved in this and all the players that I've got involved in this is it's just all childhood dreams. I mean, I've loved Seven Dust forever, and we got Morgan Rose on the record, and I love Machinehead forever, and we get Phil Demmel involved, and Jeff Loomis. I mean, what can you say about that guy except that he's just simply amazing? So working with these guys and having the have them like my music enough to be a part of it is just that may be enough for me. But obviously it's never enough, but I would say that, just working with these guys and having them, like it enough to be a part of it is just, it's simply amazing to me, and mind-blowing to me.
Writing these new songs, does it challenge or push you to make each song different or add a new flavor to the music wheels, I should say?
I mean, I guess at first it just comes up, for me as ideas, I'm throwing some shit at the wall to see what sticks, and then it'll turn into something, and then something will grab me, and so everything is really a challenge to me because I'm not one that really settle for anything, I really want everything to be the best it could be, and I think while writing the music and stuff like that, it's more along the lines of it has to please me, right? So I'm not really out to please anybody else but myself first.
Sure.
Because, my motto is that if I don't like it, how could I expect anybody else to, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's really the ultimate goal is please myself first, and then I would expect everybody else to like it if I love it.
The new single, Lying to Myself, features Phil Demmel, formerly of Machinehead and Vio-lence. How was working with him on this single, or did he actually come in and lay down the tracks, or did you just email each other on this?
Well, Phil's a California guy, so, we just emailed back and forth and obviously talked back and forth about it and, what was, where it was and, how it was supposed to be. But, Phil did his thing. So, I mean, I don't really think that there was much correspondence as far as, note choices or anything like that. Phil did what Phil does. And that's really how we wanted to capture the, that solo anyway was, Phil, we want you to do what you do, and here's the, time sequence in which to do it in. And so there really wasn't much discussion on note choice or anything like that. I just wanted Phil to be Phil,
How long did it take to write and complete this new album for you guys?
So I think, you see, I'll give you a little background on myself as far as, being a recording engineer and stuff like that. So I really, just decided to do this one day, right? And, I just started watching a bunch of YouTube, to be honest with you. And, this is actually the first full record that I've recorded and produced, and wrote. I didn't write it all. There's definitely guys that were involved in doing it, with me. But I would say it probably took about a year and change to really complete.
Folks, do not ever make fun of YouTube, because one day you will also be looking on YouTube to fix something or how to do something.
You know what? I mean, it really has to do with drive and the want to do so, right?
Exactly.
So,
right. And I have used YouTube.
I just wanted to do it.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, man. And congrats to you, because half these people, they just say, I wish I could do something, but I can't because this. There is no can't. Get off your ass and just do it. Attempt it. Then you could say, if it don't work, all right, that's fine. You can live with it.
Yeah. There's no such thing as I can't. There's I don't want to do. Right. If you're doing that, right? So I never owned a Macintosh computer. I never owned Pro Tools. I never, and it took me a year to learn how to do it. And that's my first record is this one.
That's exactly.
So, and that's a 2-time Grammy Award winner and a whole bunch of Grammy nominees on this, and some guys who have really done some stuff. So it seems like we're getting some good response, and everybody loves it. So.
See, me and
I must be doing something right?
Me and you, we're YouTubers. I have a YouTube page, and I put all kinds of stuff. My show stuff goes up on YouTube. I research YouTube for my Twitch channel. YouTube is, and I'm sorry, folks. I'm not trying to get away from an interview, but I'm just telling you right now, YouTube is the way to go to learn how to do shit. Trust me, it will help you.
Yeah,
so
sure it is.
I know these are your babies. But are there any tracks standing out more to you than any right now possibly on this album? Can you pick maybe a few or one?
I mean, I think you said it best, right? These are my babies, and I love every single one of them. I mean, they asked me to pick the singles, and what I thought would be the singles. And let me tell you about the hardest choices in my life versus trying to pick a single for this record.
Oh, yeah.
What one did I want the world to hear first? Man. So, John, I really can't tell you which one is my favorite. I mean, they're all equally great and really fun to play. So it's like, I tried to, like I said, when we were talking before about, the process and how, I have to love every single thing that I do. I can't say anything's mediocre, and that's why I really can't pick, because I really, everything that I did, I love, and that's why I did it.
Understandable. So what about with the first single that was actually chosen for this? Did you actually get to pick it, or did somebody else have to do it for you?
Well, I pretty much let everybody make a judgment call on it, because I wouldn't pick it, right? Mm-hmm. There's no way I could pick it out, right? So, myself and Corey Pierce, corresponded on a lot of things that happened in this band. And, I kind of let him pick a couple. And then, our management, Denny Sanders, he had a say in it. And, Tom George, we all had a conference call. And they kind of were pushing towards that, for Worthy to be the first single for everybody to hear. So, I said, okay, if this is what you guys think, then I'm going to go with what you think, because I can't pick.
With the special guest appearances, did you have a song that each would be good for, or did you have them pick which song they wanted to do?
No, I 100% had these in mind for these people. So
okay.
I definitely picked which song I wanted them to do, because I just felt like there were certain songs that fit certain, special guests in that way, right? So we have a song called The Flow, which Morgan Rose, and it's just got that Seven Dust vibe to it, right? And I felt like Morgan would totally crush that song, and he did. He crushed it. So, I definitely planned out which one I wanted to, people to do.
And folks, just like he said, there's guest appearances on here from Jeff Loomis, Phil Demmel, Morgan Rose, Tara McLeod, JJ Cemetero, and solo artist Joel Gerari. I hope I said his last name correctly. So
Gerari. Gerari. I always mess it up too. So sorry, Joe.
Yeah, sorry, Joe. My bad. What do you hope everyone takes away, or message you hope they hear while listening to any of your guys' music? Once all this comes out, man, what do you hope they get from it?
I mean, I just want people to embrace it, and I guess my motto on that aspect has to do with basically, if if you, listen to it and buy it, then, that band will stay around, right? So if you don't buy bands' music, they usually end up going away, right? Mm-hmm. So one knows that if you like the music, buy it, and take care of that band so that they don't go away,
Who's doing the artwork for this album?
Oh, that's Melody Myers. She is a fantastic artist, and her and I worked side by side on developing the concept and what exactly was going to happen with the artwork. And she's just one of those people that you can express a little bit of an idea to, and she can just expand on that and come back exactly what you wanted and better. And, Melody does a lot of artwork. She does a lot for like Dave Ellison, Megadeth. I think she did, Angels and Airways, and she's involved in, Doyle and quite a few other people. I met her in Los Angeles from my buddy Tom Hazart. Mm-hmm. And so he introduced me to her, and she's been absolutely phenomenal. And so a little bit more about the artwork. I plan to make a booklet for each one. As if you notice, even online, you'll see that each single has one piece of artwork that goes along with that single. So every song on the record will have a piece of artwork to go along with every song.
Oh, that's nice.
So we could bring it back a little bit old school and bring back the nostalgia of having, artwork involved in music again, where, it seems like nowadays there's not a lot of artwork that's involved in the music, right? Everybody's just, downloading a single, and they could care less about what a record or an album looks like.
Yeah, I agree. It's all about singles, and I'm a CD guy, and I know I'm trying to actually branch out the records, but I'm slowly getting there, slowly.
Yeah. Well, no, I think that's important, right?
I agree.
Back in the day, you couldn't wait for a CD or a record to come out, so you can go, see the artwork on it and see who played on it and see where they did it and who wrote what and what studio they did it to, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like a lot of that's lost in the digital age,
Oh, yeah, definitely. When are you guys planning on taking this out on the road? Anytime soon, possibly, or later on this year?
Well, we have actually done 3 shows regionally, in January, just to get our feet wet and getting ready to get it on the road. We're hopefully going to be out on the road, which we're working on in May, June. Corey's doing some stuff with Living Color, and he's also doing some Bowie things, and he should be back in May, and that's when we're hoping to do that.
So what made you become a musician? What was that spark, or can you remember what it was that made you want to do it?
Oh, boy. Well, you know what? I was kind of grown up into the situation, right? So it was a product of my environment. My brother is an amazing guitar player, and, he was a big blues guy. He was, doing Stevie Ray Vaughan and stuff like that. And he's just, I was constantly surrounded by music. My friends were musicians. My dad was a guitar player. So I kind of grew up in this situation. So I guess, I gravitated towards that, live music. And there was, nothing I loved more, than watching somebody play. And, just a product of my environment.
All right, George, here's the $1 million question that I want to know. With this, I guess, all-star group that you have, it's what I call, because, there's a lot of great musicians in this band. Is there anybody out there on your list that you want to work with, maybe on the next album or maybe EP or something like that? Do you have maybe a couple in mind that you could throw out there possibly?
You see, I really can't because, I have these ideas, of working with people, of course. But, how tough a question is that? There's so many people that I would want to, work with and I admire, It's just whether they say yes or not, right? and I guess, while the song is being written and worked on, I usually have these ideas during that time, Do I have the next album written? I don't. So definitely in the process of writing as we speak. So,
okay.
Since I do got a couple months off before Disciples goes on the road, I'm definitely going to take advantage of that time and try to get some material together. And then I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I'm very anxious to see what you have up your sleeve with the next, on down the road, because this is pretty cool, man, what you guys are doing. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate your time,
Folks, you want to get out and pick up Disciples of Verity. They will be hopefully releasing their new album. Is there a specific time day? Is it winter, fall? What's going on?
See, that is what I don't, another answer I don't have for you. So that's kind of up in the air at the moment, and hopefully we'll figure that out really soon. And maybe, people can check us out on the old Google machine there and see when we'll be doing that. And maybe follow us on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or whatever your preference is, and hopefully we'll have that information soon.
Folks, you want to get out and pick up this album, like I said, when it comes out. Also, check out their new single, Lying to Myself. Great, great stuff from Disciples of Verity, George and the guys. Great, great stuff that's on this album that's going to come out, so please check it out. Before I let you go, George, would you care to do a promo for the show?
Sure, love to. This is George Pond from Disciples of Verity, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Everybody stick around. We got some great, great stuff coming up. You only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Radio Network. Check out our Facebook page. It has our new podcast link. Also, check out our YouTube page. You want to subscribe to that because anything and everything we do goes up on that until we get everything moved over to our new podcast link. So we got a lot of stuff coming up. We're on iTunes, Spotify, hopefully soon iHeartRadio, Twitch TV also. That's something new. But also check out Disciples of Verity. Like I said, you will not be disappointed. George, I wish you guys nothing but the best of luck, and I hope to catch you out on the road soon.
Okay, John, thanks very much for having me.
You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.